we show what it is to sacrifice, what it is to work hard to achieve your dream. Hey, it's Napheesa Collier.
Napheesa Collier has just stepped into a completely different spotlight. The Minnesota Lynx superstar, Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most respected players in women's basketball has officially made her Sports Illustrated swimsuit debut. And if you only know Napheesa Collier from the basketball court, these photos might completely surprise you, because this is a player we are used to seeing battling inside the paint, fighting through contact, guarding some of the best players in the world, and competing for championships. But now, Collier has traded the basketball jersey for the beaches of Florida. And Sports Illustrated has introduced fans to a completely different side of one of the WNBA's biggest stars. The shoot took place on Captiva Island, Florida, where Collier was photographed by Catherine Gauguin for the 2026 Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And she wasn't the only WNBA name involved. Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham was also part of the 2026 athlete group, alongside Olympic sprint star Melissa Jefferson Wooden. But Collier's appearance is particularly interesting because of just how different this world is from the one where she built her reputation. For years, Collier has been known as one of the most complete basketball players in America. She became a college basketball superstar at UConn. She entered the WNBA as the 6th overall pick in 2019, and almost immediately, everyone realized Minnesota had found something special. Collier won Rookie of the Year. She became an all-star. She developed into one of the best two-way players in basketball, and she helped establish herself as the face of the Minnesota Lynx. But this is something completely different. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit has spent decades turning athletes, models, and celebrities into cultural figures beyond whatever originally made them famous. And that's what makes Collier's appearance so interesting. Basketball fans already know exactly who she is, but Sports Illustrated is introducing Napheesa Collier to an audience that might never have watched a Minnesota Lynx game. And that crossover is becoming increasingly important for women's basketball. Look at what has happened to the WNBA over the past few years. Players aren't only basketball players anymore. They're appearing at fashion shows. They're signing major endorsement deals. They're launching businesses. They're appearing in magazines. And they're building audiences that go far beyond the basketball court. Collier is already one of the best examples of that. She isn't simply playing basketball. She has become a major voice in the sport. She co-founded Unrivaled with Breanna Stewart, helping create an entirely new professional basketball league for women during the WNBA offseason. Think about how unusual that is. Collier isn't waiting for someone else to decide what women's basketball should look like. She's helping build it herself. And now Sports Illustrated has given her another platform. But the actual photos are where fans are seeing a completely different version of her. The basketball uniform is gone. The arena is gone. There are no defenders, no scoreboard, no referees. Instead, Collier is standing on the beaches of Captiva Island in a series of swimsuit looks, with Sports Illustrated presenting her alongside some of the biggest personalities in women's sports and entertainment. And Collier said the experience allowed her to show another side of herself. That's important because female athletes have often been forced into strange categories. People want them to be tough, but not too tough. Confident, but not too confident. Competitive, but still marketable. And athletes like Collier are increasingly ignoring those boxes altogether. She can battle the best players in the WNBA one night and appear in Sports Illustrated swimsuit the next. Neither one changes the other. If anything, it shows just how much the profile of women's basketball players has changed. And we've already seen what this kind of crossover can do. Sophie Cunningham's appearance in the same Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue immediately created attention because fans were seeing someone they recognized from basketball in an entirely different environment. Cameron Brink has also crossed into the Sports Illustrated swimsuit world, and every time it happens, it introduces another WNBA player to people who might never have discovered them through basketball alone. But Collier brings something slightly different, because we're talking about one of the most accomplished active players in the sport. This isn't someone trying to become famous. Napheesa Collier already has the basketball resume. Multiple WNBA All-Star appearances, Olympic gold medals, elite defensive recognition, a Rookie of the Year award, and years of being considered among the best players in the league. That's what makes the contrast so powerful. One minute, you're watching Collier dominate a basketball game. The next, she's appearing in one of the most recognizable magazine franchises in America. And there is another reason this matters: visibility. Women's basketball has spent decades fighting for more of it. More television coverage, more sponsorship, more media attention, more investment, more opportunities for players to build their own brands. Now we're watching that happen in real time. And Sports Illustrated choosing multiple women's basketball players for its swimsuit issue says something about where the sport currently stands. WNBA players are becoming mainstream personalities, not just athletes known by basketball fans. Personalities, brands, celebrities. And Collier's career represents that transformation almost perfectly. She has the basketball success, she has the business ventures, she has the influence inside the sport. And now she has the Sports Illustrated swimsuit debut. The question becomes, what comes next? Because the line between professional athlete and mainstream celebrity is disappearing quickly in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark has become one of the most recognizable athletes in America. Angel Reese has built an enormous following outside basketball. Cameron Brink has moved into fashion and modeling. Sophie Cunningham has become one of the WNBA's most talked about personalities. And now, Napheesa Collier is showing another side of herself through Sports Illustrated. Whether you love this kind of crossover or think athletes should keep the focus entirely on basketball, it's becoming impossible to ignore. The WNBA is no longer existing inside its own little basketball bubble. Its biggest stars are moving into mainstream culture, and Sports Illustrated clearly wants to be part of that. So let me know what you think. Do you think Napheesa Collier's Sports Illustrated swimsuit debut is a good move for her brand? And more importantly, which WNBA star do you think Sports Illustrated should feature next?
This person online said, Sophie Cunningham is Riley Gaines 2.0. Mind you, this has nearly 4 million views at this point. Sophie Cunningham is Riley Gaines 2.0, 10 times more bigoted and transphobic, which I take offense to, by the way. Nobody is more transphobic than me, because when they say transphobic, it just really means attached to reality. Again, interchangeable. 10 times more bigoted and transphobic despite looking like an actual trans herself. Isn't it so funny when they do this?
Sophie Cunningham built her Repus on a basketball court. She talks, she competes, she hits big shots, and she never seems interested in shrinking herself to make anybody else comfortable.
Sophie Cunningham set the internet on fire last week by saying fairly non-controversial things, but it's only controversial to the peanut allergy table. That's it. It's only controversial to the players in the WNBA and the peanut allergy WNBA. It's only controversial to them. Most Americans, most people, they agree on this issue. Sophie Cunningham went viral last week for saying that, and she's getting support. Brandy Cruz says, join me, Women Are Reals, Known Heretic, and female athletes for a rally to thank Sophie Cunningham for her bravery. Tomorrow, ahead of the Storm Fever game at 5 p.m. outside Climate Pledge Arena, wear your XXXY athletics gear if you have it. Support Sophie Cunningham, a pre-game fan rally.
But in 2026, the Indiana Fever Guard stepped into a completely different spotlight. No jersey, no basketball, no packed arena. Just Sophie Cunningham, a camera in the beaches of Captiva Island, Florida, for her first appearance in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And this was not simply a WNBA player posing for a famous magazine. For Cunningham, the shoot became a statement about confidence, strength, and what an athlete can look like away from the court. So let me ask you this. Do you think more WNBA players should get opportunities like this? Comment Y for yes. Just type the letter Y below. Because Sophie Cunningham's SI Swimsuit debut shows how quickly the image of a women's basketball star is changing. The shoot was photographed by Catherine Gogan at South Seas Resort on Captiva Island. Cunningham appeared in the 2026 issue alongside other athletes, including WNBA star Napheesa Collier and champion sprinter Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Setting looked calm, warm, and effortless in the finished pictures. But the reality behind the shoot was very different. Cunningham later revealed that the weather was unusually cold and rainy, While she posed near the water in swimwear, members of the crew were bundled up in coats, hats, and hand warmers. Photographs look relaxed, but Cunningham was working through conditions that were anything but comfortable. Cunningham entered the WNBA as the 13th overall pick in the 2019 draft. She began her career with the Phoenix Mercury before being traded to Indiana in 2025. She quickly became a favorite among Fever fans because of her shooting, physical style, and outspoken personality. During the 2025 regular season, she shot 43.2% from three-point range, placing her among the league's most dangerous outside shooters. But her season ended early after she suffered a right MCL tear against the Connecticut Sun. That injury could have made the following months entirely about recovery and uncertainty. Instead, Cunningham's 2026 story became about returning in more ways than one. She worked her way back onto the basketball court. She prepared for a role as a studio analyst, and she made her first appearance in one of the most recognized magazine issues in American popular culture. That is why the timing of this feature matters. Fans normally see Cunningham in competition mode. Her hair is tied back. She is fighting through screens, chasing shooters, and arguing her case after a whistle. Sports Illustrated presented a different side of her without pretending the athlete did not exist. Her height, shoulders, and physical strength were not hidden. They became part of the story. Cunningham has spoken honestly about being 6'1" and broad-shouldered. Those traits are a major advantage in basketball, but she admitted they can create frustration in everyday life when clothing does not fit properly or she feels taller than everyone around her. That is a feeling many athletes understand. The body that creates confidence in competition can sometimes create insecurity away from it. But Cunningham said the SI Swimsuit experience made her feel empowered, confident, and comfortable in her own skin. To View Zero, that message gives the feature more meaning than a collection of beach photographs. It is easy to say people should feel confident. It is harder when the world constantly comments on how athletes look, dress, and carry themselves. Women in professional sports face an especially difficult balance. They are expected to be tough, but not too aggressive, confident, but not too loud, stylish, but not distracting, powerful, but still judged by standards that have nothing to do with performance. Sophie Cunningham has never seemed interested in following those rules. Her personality has helped make her one of the most recognizable players on the Fever. Some fans love her. Some opponents probably cannot stand her, but almost everyone notices her. The SI Swimsuit feature takes that same energy and places it in a new setting. She is not apologizing for being tall. She is not hiding the strength that helped her reach the WNBA. And she is not acting as though an athlete must choose between being competitive and embracing fashion, beauty, or media opportunities. She can take a hard defensive assignment one night and become the subject of a Sports Illustrated shoot the next. That crossover also matters for the WNBA. Women's basketball is no longer limited to highlights and box scores. Players are becoming broadcasters, podcasters, business owners, fashion figures, and entertainment personalities. The league benefits when its athletes reach audiences who may never have watched a full WNBA game. A Sports Illustrated reader may discover Cunningham through the gallery, learn that she plays for Indiana, and then become curious about the Fever. A basketball fan may arrive for Sophie and discover Catherine Gauguin's work or the broader 2026 issue. That exchange expands the audience without asking Cunningham to become somebody else. And perhaps that is the biggest reason this debut stands out. The photographs are polished, but the story behind them is still unmistakably Sophie Cunningham. The weather was difficult, the setting was unfamiliar, the spotlight was different, but the confidence, toughness, and willingness to accept a new challenge were exactly the same. Cunningham described her athletic build as a superpower on the court. On Captiva Island, that superpower followed her directly onto the beach. Now the question is, what comes next? Could this open the door for more WNBA players to cross into major lifestyle and entertainment platforms? And as women's basketball continues growing, will moments like this become just as important to building stars as what happens during the games? Sophie Cunningham's 2026 SI Swimsuit debut was a first for her, but it may also be another sign that WNBA players are no longer being placed inside one box. They are athletes, they are personalities, they are brands. And in Sophie Cunningham's case, whether she is standing behind the three-point line or in front of Catherine Gauguin's camera, she knows exactly how to command attention.